And let me explain why I say it's LeBron James. No Luka Doncic, no Austin Reaves. If a 41-year-old LeBron James in the head-to-head matchup with Kevin Durant comes out and pulls off this victory and comes out victorious in this series, I don't want to hear a damn thing anymore about the GOAT conversation.
41 years old, no Luka, no Reaves, leading the entire NBA postseason in assists, becoming the oldest player in history to lead his team in scoring in a playoff game, then breaking that record in the very next game. At some point, the basketball world has to stop being surprised. LeBron James has spent 23 years telling us exactly who he is. Apparently, 41 is just another number. To understand what LeBron is doing right now, you have to understand what everyone thought was going to happen this season. He turned 41 on December 30th. He missed opening night for the first time in his entire career due to a sciatica flare-up. He sat out the first 14 games. And when he came back, something looked different. His usage rate dropped to the lowest of his career. His role shifted. Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves were the engines. LeBron was picking his spots, conserving energy, playing within the system, letting the game come to him more than at any point in his career.
Oh, and they botch it. Wow, a 3-on-1, but they're going to get away with it.
The narrative was clear. LeBron was winding down, transitioning into a complementary role after 2 decades of being the unquestioned centerpiece of every team he'd ever played for. And honestly, nobody blamed him. He's 41 and has 4 championships. He has 4 finals MVPs. He has already accomplished everything there is to accomplish in professional basketball. Nobody would have faulted him for coasting toward the finish line. And then Luka Doncic went down with a hamstring injury. And Austin Reaves went down with an oblique strain. And JJ Redick looked down his bench with a simple need. He needed everything LeBron had left. What happened next tells you everything about who LeBron James actually is. Before we get to the playoffs, we need to establish what we're actually dealing with here. LeBron James, at 41 years old, averaged 20.9 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game across 60 regular season games this year. He is the first player in NBA history to play 23 seasons, and he averaged at least 20 points in every single one of them.
It's good ball movement by Chicago. They're one of the top assist teams in the league. But here comes LeBron!
For 23 consecutive years. The next longest streak in history is 10 seasons. He finished this season as the all-time scoring leader in both the regular season and the playoffs. Combined across his entire career, he has scored more than 51,000 points, regular season and postseason combined. He is the only player in the history of the sport to reach that number. Nobody else is close. But here's what the numbers miss. LeBron didn't just survive year 23. He adapted. He became a different kind of player, smarter, more efficient, more selective. He stopped trying to dominate every possession and started winning games in different ways. That evolution at 41 years old is arguably more impressive than any individual statistic attached to his name, and it set up everything that is happening right now in these playoffs. When the playoffs began, nobody quite knew what version of LeBron James was going to show up. The version managing his minutes all season? The version picking his spots and letting the young guys carry the load? Or something else entirely? What showed up was something nobody fully expected. From the opening tip of Game 1, LeBron was aggressive in a way that felt vintage, getting to the line, attacking the rim, commanding the offense with the authority of a player 20 years younger. He led his team in scoring in his very first playoff game at 41, becoming the oldest player in NBA history to do that in a postseason game.
Double team. Left-handed, it's good!
And then he broke that record again in the very next game. The performances that followed have been a masterclass in playoff experience and basketball IQ. LeBron is not doing this by overpowering anyone physically. He is doing it by reading the game faster than everyone else on the floor, by knowing exactly when to push and when to conserve, by making the right decision in the biggest moments, with a consistency that only comes from having been in these moments more times than any player alive. And then came the moment that will live in NBA history forever, regardless of how this postseason ends. With his son, Bronny James, on the floor beside him, LeBron threw an alley-oop pass that Bronny finished. The first father and son to connect on a basket in NBA playoff history. In a moment that could only happen to one man in the history of this sport, LeBron made history with his child standing beside him on the same floor in a playoff game he was carrying on his back. That is not just a basketball moment, it's bigger than that. Through the early playoffs, LeBron is averaging over 21 points, more than 8 rebounds, and nearly 9 assists per game. That assist average leads the entire NBA postseason. not just the Western Conference, but the entire league.
James, he wants it. James with 2, with 1. LeBron.
The 41-year-old is orchestrating the offense of a short-handed Lakers team better than any point guard in the playoffs is orchestrating theirs. His 19 playoff appearances tie Karl Malone and John Stockton for the most in NBA history. He has more playoff wins than any player ever, more playoff wins than 21 active NBA franchises have accumulated in their entire histories. LeBron James has personally won more playoff games than the Orlando Magic, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Toronto Raptors have won in their entire existences as franchises. Father Time has beaten every athlete who ever lived, until you get to LeBron James. Here is what makes this particular moment so different from everything that came before it.
Making the make a decision. Can't get Luka, just wide open layup or dunk.
Harden had it. Here it goes to Reaves.
When he was 25, people said he was great but couldn't win the big one. He won 4 championships. When he was 30, people said his best years were behind him. He went to the finals 8 straight times. When he was 35, people said he was declining. He led the bubble Lakers to a championship and was named Finals MVP. Now, at 41, without Luka on a team most analysts gave little chance of making a deep run, he is putting together one of the most quietly remarkable individual playoff performances of his entire career. Every single time someone has written the ending to LeBron James' story, he has picked up the pen and rewritten it himself. The debate about where he ranks has never really been about his greatness. It has always been about his finals record, his legacy in the biggest moments, whether he's the greatest of all time. And what he is doing right now, at 41, short-handed, carrying this team on his back with the calm authority of someone who has done this so many times, is adding a chapter to that legacy that nobody saw coming at the start of this season. He is genuinely unprecedented, and the basketball world is running out of ways to explain him.
Over to Hachimura, to a cutting James!
The question the entire basketball world is starting to quietly ask is one that felt absurd 6 months ago when LeBron was sitting out games with sciatica and watching Luka run the offense. Can LeBron James make another run to the NBA Finals? His playoff record is 15-3 in the first round, 12-3 in the conference semifinals, and 10-2 in the conference finals. He knows how to navigate a playoff run better than anyone who has ever played this game. He has been here more times than any player alive. And he has done it with less before. The 2018 Cavaliers are the most obvious example. A team he carried to the finals essentially by himself against a Warriors dynasty that had just added Kevin Durant. He lost that series, but the individual basketball he played just to get there is widely considered one of the greatest individual playoff runs in NBA history.
Plenty of time remaining, just under 8.5 left here in the fourth. James, long three-pointer, it's good!
This Lakers team is not that undermanned, and if Luka comes back, and now with Reaves back, if LeBron continues doing exactly what he is doing right now, the Western Conference has a serious problem. 23 seasons, 41 years old, the all-time scoring leader in the regular season and the playoffs combined, and right now, the leader in assists across the entire postseason. There has never been anyone like LeBron James. And just when you think you've seen everything he has to offer, just when the story feels like it should be winding down, he finds another gear nobody knew was there. History is being rewritten right now in real time. Drop a comment below. How far do you think LeBron takes this Lakers team? Is this the most impressive run of his career given the circumstances? Hit the like button and subscribe because we are watching greatness.